Okay guys, so we're here. We got up around 6:30 before the sun came up, and we're gonna go do some fishing. First we might go get a bite to eat. Right now we're crossing the North Fork of the Spring River, and it is a fast little river, I can tell you that. That's not where we're gonna fish. Yeah, and we're not in Tennessee anymore. We're in Arkansas.
Somebody put your seatbelt on.
It's really pretty around here. And you can say something too.
So you think Arkansas is flat? Most people will, I certainly did before we ever came here. We lived in Arkansas for many years. I'm from Tennessee originally, East Tennessee that is, and so I know when we moved out here in 1994, I had the mind that it was just flat as a pancake, and it is, depending on where you are. The Delta region, as you move, over towards towards the Mississippi River, it gets flat. There's an enormous amount of farmland, but the Ouachita Mountains are in the center of the state. I believe at least the United States' only active diamond mine is in Arkansas. It's called Crater Diamonds National Park, and you can actually go down there and mine for diamonds. We did that once. Obviously, we still work for a living, so we didn't find much. But while we were there, someone found a diamond. They have an air whistle that goes off. It's something worth doing if you've never done it before. And then as you move over to north, the Ouachita Mountains are kind of in the central part of the state. And then if you move over to towards the western part of the state, start going north, that's really when you get into the Ozarks. But we're in northeast Arkansas, and it's really, some people call it the foothills of the Ozarks. I'm not sure I've ever fully bought that, but it certainly is the gateway, and it's hilly, as you can see, and it's not just flat open farmland of rice fields and bean fields and cotton fields, although there is, again, quite a bit of that kind of farmland. If you go south in the state, you get into a lot of timberland. The paper companies own an enormous amount of land down in the south part of the state, and they grow their timber down there. So that's just kind of a thumbnail sketch of Arkansas. It is called a natural state, and that's because it is just filled with nature. I mean, there are areas that are really well developed, but for the most part, it is lots and lots and lots of open woodland, and it's a good place to fish. It's a good place to hunt. So, as you can see in front of us, that is what we're going to be climbing in just a little while. I don't know how well the camera is showing because I'm driving and John's taking the film. But we're going to go get us a bite to eat first up here at the top of the hill. There's a little restaurant here in this part of the world. So we're going to go up here and do that. And then we will we'll fire the camera back up after breakfast, and so we will see you guys in just a little while. I'm hoping this place opens at 6:30 or 7. I mean, if it doesn't, we're in trouble.
There's cars in the parking lot, so that's what you get some.
Are there cars in the parking lot? I wonder what time they open. I don't think they're open yet. So, turns out Carol's doesn't open till 8 o'clock. That means we're going to have to sit around for an hour waiting for them to open. So, we decided to regroup, and we're going to actually go down to a little town called Hardy, which is about 5 miles from here. And they have a McDonald's, and we'll just get us a biscuit and some coffee there, and then we'll be back on the track. So we're going out this little community right now, getting to the highway. The area that we're in is called Cherokee Village. So we're crossing the river right now, and you can, about 10 miles north, if you follow the river up towards Missouri, because we're really close to the Missouri line. About 10 miles north, there's a place called Mammoth Springs, and I believe it's the second largest natural spring in the world. The largest one, I believe, is in Syria somewhere, and Mammoth is the second largest. I think it goes down, I think divers have actually been down about 800 feet, and there's no sight of the bottom. It's crystal clear water. It shows itself to be a hole in the ground that's probably about, I don't know, 100 or 200 feet in diameter, and it has and it goes down again. Like I said, divers have actually been down, I think, about 800 feet. At least the last time I was up there, that was the depth they had been to, and they still had not found the bottom. I'm not sure how deep divers can go without having, special suits or pressurized vessels, but at any rate, that's that. So we're going to grab something here at McDonald's, and then we'll get back with you guys.
So guys, we just got done eating, and we're just gonna go and get to our fishing spot. Gonna turn the camera off so we can optimize battery life. So see you at the fishing spot. Alright guys, so we're here at this waterfall, and let's get all of our gear together, and we're gonna start up the waterfall. Alright.
There's the weir, or the spill gate. I guess we could just take a running jump and jump over there.
Bust my head out. Bust our heads
Ooh,
over.
I wouldn't want to do that, would you? Well, I guess we could just fish over here. I don't think so. Let's see what this sign says. So here's the lake, guys. Really is quite pretty.
Oh, I see the gates.
Have to admit they did a good job, I think, in establishing these lakes. They're all small lakes. I think Thunderbird's the only one that you can have a motor type boat on. Everything else does not allow.
Oh, this is a boat ramp.
Yeah, it's a boat ramp.
Sweet.
Yeah, so okay, so we're gonna get our poles together and then we'll get right back with you.
Oh, hey, let's show them our poles.
Oh yeah, sure.
So all that we have is we just got some of these cheap cane poles. We're kind of doing like a cheap Walmart kind of challenge thing. But
yeah, I think we spent like $16 for the.
It's just a 10-foot cane pole. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get them rigged up and then we'll get back with you. Okay, guys, we got our lines put together, and John's gonna get his casted out there. I'll get mine out as well. Surely is pretty. You can see the sun coming up in the distance there over across the lake. That's pretty. And it's about 27 degrees out here right now. The good thing is the wind's not blowing very strongly. However, I don't know if you can get a sense of the fog moving across the water, but the wind is starting to pick up. I suppose as the sun comes up, the wind will get stronger and stronger. We really didn't come prepared. We've got sweatshirts and sock hats, and that's about it. If the wind does start to blow, we will probably have to go in because it will just be too cold on us. We weren't really planning to do, well, we were planning to do a video here in Arkansas while we were here this week, but we had planned to do a magnet fishing episode on the North Fork of the Spring River. There's a little low water bridge, and we were going to do some magnet fishing off of it. Well, somebody forgot to pack the rare earth magnet and the line and the rope in the truck before we left to come, and so it's sitting in our garage about 800 miles away. So needless to say, we're not going to do any magnet fishing. We tried to find some, see if we could find one locally, but we had to order that off of Amazon, and we couldn't find anything. So we kind of retooled and decided we would just do a fishing trip and just see if we could catch something simple with just cane pole. And there's a couple of geese. Don't know if you can see them or not.
Fished like this before with just a cane pole.
A cane pole.
I like it though.
We were hoping to do a crappie fishing trip down on down over where we live in Tennessee, but we haven't been able to do that yet. So we've moved down here to the spillway, and so we're going to see what might be available down here.
This is really deep right here. It's kind of nice.
So I'm having to switch hands here with this camera. I'm going to have to put it on my wrist, so put the lanyard on because I don't want to run the risk of dropping this thing, because if we did, it's waterproof, but it's about 10 or 15 feet deep right here, and the water's ice cold. We'd never get it back. So here we are, like two gulls on a rail.
Literally.
Trying to get some ice cold sushi for breakfast.
My worm's dead than a darn.
All right, we'll get back with you in a minute. So here's another picture of the lake from sort of a different side. We had to go back down the waterfall and cross over at the bottom and come back up to get on the other side of the spillway. And so we're actually on the dam side now. And if you look down the lake there, you can see John way down there in that orange cap of his. And so it really is pretty out here today. It's warming up nicely. It's probably in the 30s now, and the wind's not blowing exceptionally hard, and cloud, not a cloud in the sky. In fact, I don't know if you can see the moon or not, but there it is right there. And then again, just a really beautiful lake scene here. And we'll probably be here for another hour, and then if we don't catch anything, this will probably be a little clip in another video. It won't be a video all of itself, because we kind of thought that we might catch some bluegill, maybe some you know, something like that, just fishing up here kind of close to the bank. Probably it would be nice if we could be on that dock over there, but that's private property, so we can't go over there without permission. So but at any rate, we've had a really good time, so I will shut off for now. Here is one of the native species.
It's scary looking, I know, man.
Yeah.
When you see this thing, you need to run the other direction.
Yeah, I think it's a Sasquatch with a orange sock hat on.
Yeah, or toboggan.
And glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, this species is not native to this area. It's invasive. And so yeah, so here we are. We're sitting down a little further down on the dam now.
I got a bite and something took all my bait, but I couldn't set the hook. So I think it was a turtle. The way it was acting, it felt like a turtle.
Yeah, John just made a really good point. He said, you know, even if you don't catch anything, it's fun to go fishing. And I have to agree. It's nice and quiet up here. Again, we're panning over the lake. When I get back up to the top of the dam, I'll show you a picture from the dam. We're just about out of juice on our camera. So we've discovered that with this GoPro, it's fine if you're at... So the camera just stopped recording. All right, here we are. So John was saying, I don't know if you got that before, but John was saying that, you know, even if you don't catch anything, it's still fun to go fishing. And I think there's a lot of truth to that.
It's just fun being with other people and doing stuff.
Yeah, being with other folks and just sitting. And now there's a lot of people that, you know, they fish from boats and all that. We've never had a boat. Love to have one, but I don't know, it just seems like it's never the right time to buy one for us. So we've never had a boat, and we've always fished from the bank, or we've waded into rivers and creeks and stuff like that.
I've caught many a fish from the bank.
Yeah, we've caught lots of fish from the bank. And so this happens to be one of the fishing trips where we just didn't get anything, I don't think. So we had a great time climbing.
We've never really fished on these Cherokee lakes, Cherokee Village.
Yeah, no, this is the first time.
I've been up there a lot. Oh, sorry, I was about to cross your line.
You know, if we left right now, we could go to Thunderbird and fish off the dock.
We could, couldn't we?
Yeah, but we'd have to leave now. So here's a picture from the top of the dam looking back towards the north. So I think instead of going back down the waterfall area, because it was very treacherous coming up on the other side to get to this part of the lake, I think we're going to go down the dam side here, and I think we're probably going to slide more down than anything. So we'll see you. We're going to go over to another lake, to Thunderbird Lake, and there's a dock, and maybe try to fish off the dock for a few minutes before we have to call it a day. So we'll see y'all in a little while. Okay, we made it to the bottom. I don't know if you get any sense of how tall that is or how high it is, but we basically slipped, fell, and rolled down that embankment. But we're at the bottom now, so we'll see you at the other lake. So we're back in the truck. We were getting ready to, like I said, we were going to go down to Lake Thunderbird, and I don't guess we're going to do that. We might drive down there just so you can see it. We can show it to you, but one of the times when John fell coming down the backside of the dam, he dropped the worm box, and it all the worms spilled out, and he didn't realize it. So we don't have any more bait, and we're about out of time for today anyway, because we have other things we have to get done.
Yeah, we got here about 8:20, and we're leaving at 9:20. So we spent a good hour here.
I think it was 7:20.
7:20?
Yeah, it was more like 7:20 or 7:30 because yeah. And so we're here about 2 hours.
Yeah, we're still here about 2 hours.
Yeah, because it took us an hour to climb up that other side there.
Yeah, that waterfall.
That was rough.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, boy. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna run down here. Thunderbird's only, I don't know, half a mile down this way, so
yeah,
it's not much at all. I need to get my door shut better.
That park that we were just in was called Papoose Park. It's a little children's area, that's why it's called Papoose. And lake. This is, I can't see it.
I know, we'll get up here.
This is Lake Thunderbird. It's a really pretty lake. Yeah. If it was gonna go down here, there's a little wooden dock right there. I don't know if you can see it.
There's one there. That's private. That's the public dock back there. John's out of words. That is very unusual for him to be out of words. So, as he was pointing out, there's a small little wooden dock right here. Show the dock, John.
Yeah.
Small wooden dock right there. But then the big dock for the lake is right back there. Can you pan back over there so they can see it?
I mean, there's just a boat dock.
Yeah, I know. It's just a boat dock. And so, we were going to go down there, but now that we don't have any more bait, I guess we're going to head home, and or at least back to where we're staying, and we'll probably post this as part of another video just to give you some content to see what it's like here in Arkansas if you don't live here. and you have a chance to visit, there are a lot of really good things to do. There's Pinnacle Mountain State Park, Ouachita National Forest, Mountain View, Arkansas, which is it's a Crafters Guild place. It has settler kind of 1700 style, 1800 style community where it's called the Ozark Folk Center. Yeah, Ozark Folk Center. And so it's really a cool place to visit.
Also the diamond mine.
Yeah, the diamond mines down in central Arkansas. And then of course there's hot springs. We've been to hot springs before, at least I have, and hot water comes right up out of the ground there. It's really kind of cool. And there's a lot of old architecture in that town and everything. I think it was like a mafia or mob town back in the early part of the 20th century. It was where mobsters came to vacation, I guess. So at any rate, there's that. I think I mentioned Pinnacle Mountain. There's Magazine Mountain, which is the tallest mountain in Arkansas. It's on the western side of the state.
Mount Magazine. Yeah,
Mount Magazine, I guess. And apparently it was where, wasn't it during the Civil War, the South had a...
No, it was the guy who discovered it. It looked like a magazine. Like a Fort's magazine area.
I see, that's what, okay.
And he called it Mount Magazine.
And then there's Petit Jean National or State Park. Petit Jean, Petite Jean is the actual person's name. Was like it was a girl, and she dressed like a boy, so she could be a sailor. And she got on some expedition coming up through Arkansas. I forgot the details, but it's a nice place to go. There's a lot of great hiking, and there's a really nice waterfall there. So it's Arkansas's got quite a few different opportunities. Cave City, Arkansas, which is about 30 miles south of where we are right now, literally is the watermelon capital of the world. I know a lot of places claim to be that, but these guys, their watermelons, they've had them tested, professionally tested, and they're like 21% more sweeter than any other melon that's grown in the United States.
And in the world.
And well, I know in the United States, I think maybe the world, they say the world, but that's a pretty tall order, but they certainly have tested it against other growers in the United States, and they are wonderful watermelons. Man, if you can be up here in the summertime and go by there and get you one, it changes your life, I'm telling you, because if you like watermelon, from that point on, you're going to want a Cave City watermelon.
Their cantaloupes are okay too.
Yeah, their cantaloupes aren't bad. I don't know what it is about that Cave City ground, but it's just right. It's got the right amount of sand, they get a right amount of water on it and all that stuff, but they've got everything. It's all patented and trademarked. They don't share their seeds with anybody.
If you live in Cave
they keep it all in that area. The growers have some kind of a guild, and they protect that strongly. So but at any rate, so there's that. Lots of different things to do in the state of Arkansas, especially if you like to be outside and outdoors. I'm not much of a city guy, so I don't know too much about. There's only one really big city in Arkansas, and that's Little Rock. There's other metropolitan areas like Jonesboro and Bentonville and Fayetteville, which is the location of the main campus for the University of Arkansas. It's a nice place to visit. Actually, I like Fayetteville, especially like old Fayetteville. Nice place to visit. Siloam Springs is not too far away. That's where John Brown University is, and it's a nice place to visit. So lots of different things to do. Sylamore, like I said, up in the Mountain View area, there's a place, it's called Sylamore National Forest. There's a what's the name of the cave up there?
It's called.
What's the name of that cave? Anyway, there's a cave.
Blanchard Springs
Caverns. Yes,
it's a very nice cavern. You can reserve special tours where you can climb the uncharted areas.
Right. Right.
It's called like the hardcore or something. I forgot.
Yeah.
But
yeah, behind the scenes stuff and all that, and so there's all that, and then you're really not too far from Missouri, being in the northeast part of the state, and so easy access to Springfield and the main Bass Pro Shop. There's Springfield Leather Works, which is just an awesome place to go if you have anything, if you like leather. Springfield Leather Company, I didn't say it right. Springfield Leather Company is in Springfield, Missouri, and man, they have got, honestly, they make some of the other commercial leather providers just look silly with just all of the stock that they've got and the selection that they have. Because since we make knives, we also make the sheaths for the knives. So we buy leather, and now that we don't live here, because we lived here for a number of years, we're back in Tennessee now. It's hard to get it unless you order it online, which we've done, but it's just not the same experience as going up there and being able to paw through all of the leather stuff they've got. So.
And then of course Branson.
And then there is Branson, if you like that kind of thing. I'm not a big, again, I don't care for that kind of stuff, but Branson is something worth seeing. It's very expensive, but it's worth seeing. They've got a lot of good shows. We've seen 1 or 2 shows up there in our life, and they were good. Again, it's pretty expensive to take a whole family, but there again, it's a vacation. You can spend it on airfare, or you can spend it on admissions.
And it's cheaper to get a cabin than it is to get hotel rooms.
Yeah, they've got lots and lots of cabins up there, and so we've rented cabin on a lake. I forgot the name of the lake, but no, Table Rock Lake. It was Table Rock Lake. Yeah, Table Rock. And so at any rate, that is really worth visiting at least once, even for somebody like me that doesn't like that kind of thing. It's worth seeing once. So just lots and lots of things. There's Eureka Springs that has the what is it? It has a play. It's called the Passion Play, I believe is what it's called. But it really kind of starts from the birth of Christ up through his crucifixion and resurrection. So again, that we haven't seen that in a number of years, but it is worth seeing. I will say you need it to be warm outside because it's all outdoor seating and everything. They do, at least they used to. Again, I don't know how they're doing it now, but they used to put a lot of effort into it. Not a big fan of Eureka Springs itself, the town, although there is a lot of history in the town, and the old part is kind of necessary.